sure we're all recording. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Foodie Fridays. We are here with Chef Sarah Grudenberg, and hopefully I said that right. And she is our chef nominee for Chef of the Year for our Chicago Chef Culinary Museum and Hall of Fame. And she is joining us to talk to us for a little bit today. We are doing our Zoom interviews right now because of obviously COVID, and we're in the middle of a pandemic, and we haven't been able to have our live induction ceremony. So our 2019 inductees have agreed to come on for a little bit and talk to us, talk to the public and out there, and just kind of let us know how they're doing. And it's been going very well. So she was our second interview of all four of our industry women this year. We're honoring the powerful and very influential, hardworking women in our industry. And we were glad to have Chef Sarah with us today. And so we're going to ask a few questions of her, just kind of get some information, find out about her restaurant, find out about how they're doing. And then, of course, if you have any questions, you can go to the site and watch this video live, well taped, and then you can shoot me an email, or Sarah can be reached at her restaurant too. She answers emails. So if you have any questions. So with that said, we are going to go ahead and start. And Chef Sarah, again, welcome and thank you for coming on and being here with us. And I'll let you just kind of introduce yourself, and if you can give us a short little history lesson about how you came up, and because I know you're not exactly from here from the beginning, but how you made your way here, and a little bit about yourself.
Yes, hi. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you to all the young culinarians out there excited about a wonderful future making food, which is one of my favorite things that I get to do all day is play with food. I am originally from Houston, Texas, and cooked my way through a restaurant named Brennan's of Houston, and then moved to Chicago when I was about 24, and worked at Spiaggia under Missy Robbins and Tony Montuano, and worked my way up through the kitchen, and then began to chef de cuisine there. And then ultimately now I have my own restaurant called Monteverde with my dear friend and business partner, Meg Stas. And her and I met at Spiaggia in 2005. And also we met both of our husbands at Spiaggia. So kind of a big family.
Yeah, I know. I remember hearing that, and that's such a great close-knit group you had at Spiaggia's, and then to kind of spurn off and get your own place. Now, how long have you had your restaurant?
Monteverde is a little under 5 years old. We'll be 5 November 11th. So almost there.
Okay. And was that your own design? Tell us a little bit about your theme and about what you guys do at your restaurant.
Yes, so Monteverde celebrates Italian food and pasta. Pasta's at the forefront of our restaurant. When you walk into the doors, you see the people in our pasta station making fresh pasta hanging from the bar. You can sit at the bar and watch our pasta team work. We make actually all of the fresh filled pastas to order, and we extrude all of our pastas daily. It's just a fun restaurant. We want it to be a place that everyone could share, sit at a table, have a bunch of different bites. Yeah, so it's a fun restaurant, casual. We want to be a neighborhood restaurant for our neighbors, but we're also somewhat of now a dining destination in Chicago.
Well, that's great. Yeah, and I'm ashamed to say I haven't been there yet, but I am definitely going to make my way down there and try it. I'm going to bring my wife along. She's a great fan of pasta. But I've heard great things about the restaurant, and Chef Grudenberg is there for 5 years now. And tell us a little bit about like how COVID has affected you guys, and kind of the change of your mindset, and what are you doing now to kind of to keep going?
Well, I think that now it's October, and so we've had over 6 months to be in COVID. It feels like it's kind of never going away. But we're lucky that we're open and that we are operating a decent to-go business alongside our limited occupancy dining room. And yeah, it's going well. I think, this red bump on my nose will never go away maybe, but wearing masks all the time and just being really uber clean and sanitary, thinking about disinfecting every surface, everything that you can. But I would say, it's going well as it could.
That's good. And I know, obviously, it's going to get a little chillier outside as we can feel the temperatures. And so you're still going to have some outdoor seating with maybe some heaters, things like that for people that come?
Absolutely. We purchased some new heaters, and we are hoping that Chicago will pretend like they're tailgating every time they come to the patio. So bring your blankets, order a hot toddy. If there is a city that can handle outdoor dining in the fall and early winter, I have my money on Chicago being able to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's great to know how you guys are coping. Tell me, how has it been on your cooks, and how do you handle that in the kitchen right now, like with them and mask and gloves and how's it going?
It's really hard on the cooks. So much of what we do is smell and taste, and the mask really hinders that a lot. Luckily, our team has been with us for a while, and a lot of them know the dishes and know the seasoning. They can feel the seasoning versus tasting. So I would say for the most part, it's going pretty well. We, trying the best we can. I think everyone's a little, everyone's in their own kind of hard funk, right? Like everyone has stuff happening outside of work, and futures and things like that seem uncertain. So we're just trying to be empathetic to our team and make sure that when they come to work, they have a place to escape all the other stuff outside of work and come in and like focus on the food and focus on serving our guests. It's really valuable. So
Yeah, I know, I'm teaching now, tons of students in small groups, but to take the mask on and off to taste food, which it's necessary with most of the things that we do. But yeah, it definitely gets to be tough. And did you lose a lot of people during COVID, or have you been able to keep most of your crew together, travel or anything like that?
we've kept most of our crew together. Some have moved on. Some people have decided to go in different career paths, but for the majority, our team is still intact.
Well, that's good to know. So, Chef, we're honoring obviously inspirational women in our industry, yourself and Ina and pastry chef Meg, who was last week, and this Friday will be Mary Kay from Illinois Restaurant Association. What could you tell the up and coming women in our industry, maybe to how they can keep going and what they could do to just to survive in this industry? Because unfortunately we see so many of them that start, but we don't get them all the way to the finish, when we would love to see more of them to take some top spots like yourself.
Well, I would say that this is a hard career and it's a hard career path, but nothing worth doing comes easy. So if you can really dig deep, know that you have a special place in this industry and that the industry wants more, equality across the board. But I do think for all young chefs, male, female, non-gender, I think I would like eventually for it not to matter what sex you are to be a great chef. And so I hope that one day that will happen, that women can feel like, I'm a chef today, I'm not a female chef. And I think that's something that will come with time. And I would say, balance is hard. Work-life balance is tough for lots of different people in different places. I know, as a female, I couldn't imagine thinking of having kids or starting a family at the same time as being a chef. And I think there's a lot of females that have shown that that's possible. So, I think just follow your goals, follow your heart, know that you have a special place in this industry, that cooking with soul and cooking with a sense of place is really empowering, and to follow your story and what do you want to teach the diner? Like, what do you want us to taste, and building that confidence.
That's great. That's great. And it's so good to see the industry that has been making this change, as maybe a little slower than we think, but I could tell you at the school level, we are definitely seeing numbers of more than half at this point of women coming into the industry. And I, like you, hope that one day that we can just all it's all labeled the same, but the environment is changing, and it has to change inside the kitchens, and for the better. Now, at the college, at Joliet Junior College, where I've taken groups for the last 20 years to Europe, and their education they get when they go to see the difference in Europe. And I know yourself, you love to travel, and you've been to Italy, and you
Yes.
stayed there, and that's where you kind of came up with your love for the pasta. So maybe tell us a little bit about your overseas experience and how it kind of changed you.
Sure. So one of the best things that happened to me at the beginning of my career was moving to Chicago and learning Italian food at Spiaggia. What I didn't know was that through that training and hard work that I would get the opportunity to go to Italy. And so as part of a stipulation of my promotion to chef de cuisine at Spiaggia, Chef Tony and the Levy Restaurant Group decided to send me to Italy for 2 weeks. And I went by myself, and it was up to me to travel throughout the country and stage at different restaurants and eat and drink what I could experience. It's something to understand the culture is what helps you become a good chef in that area and understand their food. So I would say, that first trip was really inspirational to me. What I saw during that first trip to Italy was pasta being made at a whole new level than I'd ever seen before, which was taking pasta and rolling it to order. So in 3 Michelin star restaurants, they were actually, the ticket would come in, agnolotti, ravioli, and here there was one station just for making the pasta. They would roll the dough, fill the dough, it would go in the water, and like 2 seconds later, it would become a pasta on your plate, which is just, to me, was just taking something to the next level. What Italians do so well is they make the most simple things look easy, even though they're not. So making pasta to order, when it's on the plate, looks simple, but when you taste it, it's totally changed. It just takes it to the next level, and to me, that's beyond special.
Yeah, I think the experience of being in Europe is so I mean, it's just great, and I've changed so many students' lives when they've come back, because I think it just changes you to understand some of the roots. Now, I know at your restaurant, you've definitely taken what you learned in Italy, and then you've mixed it with some of the favorites here in the States, and you've kind of built your menu around a kind of a blend. So what?
Yes. So Monteverde. So Monteverde, the restaurant, means Green Mountain in Italian, which is my last name in German. So Gruenberg is Green Mountain in German. And when that first trip to Italy, I was nicknamed Sarah Monteverde. And so much of what we do at Monteverde is the story of Italian roots. So the dishes can need to feel Italian, but they can be influenced by travel, by other cuisines, by my experience, by our chef's experience. One of our chefs on the team has experience in Korean food, and so sometimes she'll bring a little bit of that to the dish, and it'll still feel Italian, but the hand is a little different. So that's what we do at Monteverde, is we try to make sure the dish is deeply rooted in Italian cuisine, but that the hand is done in a way that makes it genuine and unique.
That's great. So Um, being that you were from Houston, and then at an early age you came here to Chicago and have really embraced the city and became one of our shining stars. And this is why you're being inducted with a lot of great chefs from Chicago. How do you feel about the city now? And is it a place that you can grow? You feel you're going to grow more from here? Any aspirations of going anywhere else?
Oh, I don't know. If there's anything that this year taught me is who knows what will happen. But Chicago is still my home, and Monteverde is not even 5 yet. So, I know we mean a lot to the people of our city, and our city means a lot to us. And so I hope we'll be around for a long time.
That's great. And I know there was some rumors in the air of maybe you're working on a new project, maybe a book of some kind.
Yeah, so we are working on a book. Those things are ramping up, which is very exciting. Can't talk about it yet, but really excited. And um, yeah, working on a book. We're working on a second restaurant, but we put that on hold, and so we'll see if that happens in the future. If not, Monteverde is it's just special enough.
Okay, great. Yeah, that was going to be one of my questions about maybe expanding a little bit. But obviously, right now, I think everybody's put those plans on hold until we see what happens and how it's going to happen and how it's going to be changing. But I'm a firm believer is if you look at things, this industry has recovered from many, many things, and I think it'll
Yes.
recover. And I think it's going to make us stronger. And like you said, I think when we were talking, that these practices of being clean and really clean and being very stringent on what you do, that's going to stick around with us. The way we do things and probably in the way you do things in the restaurant are going to stick. That part of it's going to stay around.
Yes, I mean, I think that, there's certain things that we'll definitely do more of.
Yeah. So tell us maybe where you're at downtown and your hours, and so that people can come down and visit you and have dinner or lunch.
Yeah, so we're open 5 nights a week. Right now we're open Wednesday through Sunday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday we open at 4, and Saturday and Sunday we open at 3. And we're open for delivery and to go and in-house dining.
Okay. And
We're
you're
also
go
we're
ahead.
located at 1020 West Madison Street. So in the heart of the West Loop, Madison, just a few blocks west of Halstead.
Okay. Okay. Great. And so you're at what, about 25% capacity right now? Are you or sitting? So some inside, some outside?
Well, today the mayor changed and we're at 40%. So today's the first day of 40% occupancy, which is really exciting. So we have 40% inside and we have our patio with all the heaters.
All right, great, great. Well, we appreciate you coming. I'd like to ask you this one more thing,
Sure.
because everyone obviously is always inspired about, having their own restaurant, having their own bake shop, like I talked last week about with Meg. Um, if there's if there's anything that you could have done different or anything that you could give a word of advice for young culinarians coming up that eventually want to one day aspire to their own restaurant, what would probably something that you could say to them?
I would say never give up. Find a great partner, someone that you trust, someone that fills your weaknesses with their strengths, and be ready to be on a wild ride that's crazy fun, but is as rewarding, even more rewarding than work.
Very good. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Chef, I would love to thank you so much for coming back on with us. And we will see you one day soon where we'll be able to honor you guys in the style that we will. And that invite will go out to the public and to you and your friends and your associates so that you can be honored in the way you have for all the hard work you've done and for all the work you've done for Chicago and its culinary scene. I wanted to let you know how much we appreciate you here at the Chicago Culinary Museum and Hall of Fame. And while we're honored to be honoring you, and we hope you have a great rest of your week, and actually a great fall season. And
Yes.
hang in there, as we all are,
Thank you.
and we'll be rooting for you. And again, we really appreciate you coming on and being with us today.
Thank you. I hope to inspire many of you out there. This is a great industry with a ton of fun, and I look forward to meeting all of you, and come see us at Monteverde.
Great. Thank you very much, Chef. You have a good week.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.